we go. Get ready to have a good time. This is exciting, isn't it?
All right, we're on. Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Podcaster? Podcaster?
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary.
But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Gary Meier.
Ni hao, Beijing, China, where the temperatures are just below freezing at 7 a.m. on Saturday, February 12th, 2022. This is the GarrForce News Network, and I'm your host, Todd Pickering. I'm not allowed to say anything about the international athletic competition going on in China here, and okay, truth to tell, I wasn't actually allowed to travel there. I'm not even outdoors. I'm in our climate-controlled studio in the United States. It's Friday, February 11th, 2022, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, and as you probably know, the GarrForce Newsroom is in Los Angeles, California, where it is 3 p.m. Pacific Time. And our top story tonight is City of Angels is gearing up for a big football match this Sunday between our beloved... Oh, sorry, it's the GarrForce Network hotline. Yeah. Oh, I can't say the team names. Yeah, but I'm... Okay, but you do know Sunday is super...
Hey, GarrForce. It's the February 11th, 2022 edition of the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour Live.
Cocktails, woo, drinks.
As we head into the Valentine's Day weekend, we've got a lovely show for you today. Yappetizers, nonsense, news, mortgages, bulletproof vests, bar talk with Jenna Duddleston, and, oh yeah, as I promised on last week's show, to show our love for all of our GarrForce viewers, a GarrForce magnet giveaway. All you have to do to play is enter hashtag GarrForceVD in the comments during the live stream on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Everyone can play for the magnet whether you've won before or not. Later in the show, the computer will pick the winner, and you need to have a valid U.S. mail address that you can share with Garry privately by email, text, or Facebook Messenger. Type that hashtag GarrForceVD comment soon, because once the computer picks, the game is over. You may or may not repeat the code during the show before the drawing. Anyway, of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. For those new to the show, Garry podcasts 5 days a week. All shows are available on GarryMeyer.com, where you can sign up for the longer Tuesday and Thursday premium podcasts. On the website, you'll also find Garry's blog, merchandise, and even the Cocktail Hour live shows. Comments are welcome on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch while we're live streaming. You can always text Garry at 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply. The GarrForce Live YouTube channel is the best place to stream all of our live shows and to catch up on those you may have missed. Please take a moment now to click subscribe on YouTube. It's free, and if you click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, you can be notified when we're live. If you scan that QR code on the screen, it will take you there right now. Also, be sure to like and share the show on all of your favorite social media channels. It helps the show, and if you've done that already, thanks. Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Hey, thank you, Alan Delinka and Mr. Pickering for reporting in from the news center. And they say, I don't know who they are, but they say that after 50, it's like you're having breakfast every 15 minutes. And it seems to me that it's Sunday and then it's the cocktail show, which is a good thing. That I don't mind that time compression. And that's why we do this every Friday, to get away from whatever happened during the week and just get into the weekend with a little more of a, hey, it's all good. And now I'm worried because right before the beginning of the show, producer Keith's looking at his computer and said, uh-oh, the Webb telescope has sent its first image back to Earth. And you know how I feel about this damn Webb telescope. Blow it up. There, whatever that is. See, why do we need to know this? What can we learn from this? Oh, good. It's a bunch of dots out there. Maybe if you connect the dots, there's something in that. There's some kind of message. So anywho, that has started. We welcome all Dutch wives, all size schnauzers have to kick the tires and light the fires. And there's a tire fire to say we are wheels up. And Leslie is here to officially start. After we're wheels up, there's another official start. Hey, Leslie. And
hey!
That would be the release of the wine condom.
And I'm parched, so this baby better blow because I am ready.
I think it will. There. Oh, whoa!
Oh.
Somebody's eye was taken out in another room.
Nice.
It's official now. What are you drinking there?
I got a Sauvignon Blanc from Northern California, a Klein. And I'm doing the Manhattan. And I want to say hello to some people. Cheers, right out of the box. Oh, first of all, Keely Ann, we got to put her text up because that really is the other start of the show. I love schnauzers, but just because someone kisses mine doesn't mean I have to kiss theirs. Well, as a courtesy, I think that would be a nice gesture, but you decide. Thank you, Keely Ann. Also checking in, Larry, Simon from North Carolina. And Simon said in his comment that in North and South Carolina, they seem to have a lot of lottery winners. He said he bought a $2 scratchy, won $100 today. There was a story out of North Carolina this week where I think it was on Tuesday. They had to pay out 12,000 winners in the pick 3 because the numbers 333 came in. And apparently everybody likes that. So I'm assuming if you're playing 444 in the pick 4, you're going to have to share that prize too.
Okay, well, whatever happened, Simon got a scratch off and won $100 out of the Carolinas. All right, Marianne, Lloyd, Scott, Doug, Donna from Venice, Florida, Stephen, Deb, Dan the Man, Johnny from Michigan. Brian has in his comment said, Luxardo is in. Let's go. The Luxardo cherry has dropped. I agree. There's one floating in mine, and that's my little reward at the end of the show. Look at that.
That's pretty.
Those Luxardos. Woo! And they have other things. There's the drink, kind of the official drink of the GarrForce that was put together by Jenna. And she was on a couple of weeks ago, and she has a podcast called Bar Talk with Jenna Duddleston. And she will be on later to do a Valentine's drink. I'm going to have her on once a month with a different drink. I think that's a good policy to get into, and she'll share her Valentine's drink with us a little later. And Roberto's checking in. He is preparing the Streaming Schnauzer Whiskey Snout right now. And his dog Bart says hello. Bart had a few health issues again this week, and he's come out of it okay. So good to hear that. Bart was a dog that worked at Midway Airport in Chicago, retired, and Roberto adopted him, and it's all good so far. And caninehero.org has helped Roberto with some of the medical bills that Bart has endured. That's the good of caninehero.org. And I want to mention something that occurred to me as the first week in February and now into the second week we are, where I'm thinking, wait a minute, I should have my tongue up inside a punchki right now. What happened to Mardi Gras? And I looked at the calendar. Oh, speaking of calendar, Larry from Midlothian, Illinois, speaking of calendars, sent me a Pooh Happens 2022 wall calendar. Thank you, Larry. Every month. This is the month of June. See, I told you they named a creek after us. Thank you. Yeah.
Very popular TV show. Yeah.
Pooh Happens. So I looked in the calendar. Mardi Gras is March 1st.
Oh, and that's kind of late, is it?
Kind of late. And like I said, I like to have my tongue up a punchki in February because it needs some warming. So I guess I got to wait a few more weeks.
I have stuck my tongue in my first punchki for the year, and it was a
You already have?
raspberry. Yep. And as I entered my punchki, I realized raspberry. Wouldn't it be cool if this was what were we saying? If this cured COVID,
the cure for COVID,
everybody would be doing it.
Yeah, see, and then Joe Rogan's off the hook, and everybody's happy. Who doesn't like a raspberry punchki or a raspberry Entenmann's coffee cake? Why the creator? We have to say to the creator, the supreme being, why can't you throw us a bone? Why does it have to always be complicated? Putting the screen door up to say hello to Holly and Gregory, Tim, Barbara, Scott, Karen, Donna, Doug, all checking in. And if you can check some of the comments out, Leslie, as we're going through and see if there are any special events that people want mentioned, and I'll do that. Okay?
Will do.
Scott says what's that say? I'm checking up a killer Martini tool. I'm shaking. Okay.
Oh, shaking up a killer Martini too.
This is what. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now I see it. Wow. Okay, yeah. Got my eyes fixed, but I need the glasses for up close. Okay. Yeah.
It happens.
All right. So coming up on the show, David Hochberg from Team Hochberg, and Alan, has he checked in? He was not here.
Yes.
He is here, and
David
we're going to talk to him. He's doing something very special tomorrow that we're going to talk about. And then, as I mentioned, Jenna with the drink order for Valentine's Day. That's Monday. And what I like to do is on Valentine's Day, around Valentine's Day, there's usually a thaw. Now, I know Alan doesn't care because he lives in Orlando. Thaw, schmaw, doesn't matter to him. But for those of us who live in northern states, we look for any sign that we're coming out of winter. And usually around Valentine's Day, there's a thaw. So what I want to do is on Monday, I'm going to break the kneecap of winter. And then we've broken the toe. We break the toe on December 22nd because the daylight lengthens. In fact, since we last visited, we have 14 more minutes of daylight. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Monday.
Do you feel that there's a difference in the air? There's something going on. It's still cold as hell, but there's just a little something.
Well, I think what's happening here is people are taking their masks and throwing them up in the air as if it's graduation with their cap. Because
we're changing the ozone layer with just the masks now.
Okay, that's it. In fact, I walked into a public area today without my mask. I felt naughty. Ooh, people are looking at me. And yeah, so that's happening.
And now you're going to have to do the blush and the lips again because we've only been doing eye makeup for the last 2 years.
That's right. And also, remember, I have not forgotten this. This is what I wear. If I'm not wearing the mask, my 3-air portable air purifier is with me all the time still. And that is a good thing to have, even way after this pandemic passes. So, all right. I think we will go to David now and talk to him. And hey, there he is.
What's up, bud?
How you doing,
guys? I'm tremendous. How are you?
You are always tremendous. And as I've said over the years, beyond what David does with his company, Team Hochberg, on taking care of people, saving them money on mortgages and refis and VA loans and everything associated with that, he's always helping the community. And here he goes again. Tomorrow you have a fundraiser, and why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, we thank you for that. I teamed up with Alderman Matt O'Shea of the 19th Ward here, which is on the southwest side, and
in Chicago.
It's where the Southside Irish Day Parade is. He handles Beverly and all the southwestern suburbs, where they have a large contingency of first responders in his district, Mount Greenwood and those areas, and that's where the Southside Irish Day Parade is held on Western Avenue between 103rd and 110th Street. So I met Matt a couple of years back at WLS when the show was over there. He was on the morning show with Big John and Ray about promoting his pancake breakfast, because he did a pancake breakfast at St. John Fisher, St. So I'm going to screw it up at some parish down in his district where they raised anywhere from 30 to 50 grand a year, and it went to buy replacement vests for officers of the Chicago Police Department. I'm like, why are you doing this, and why? I don't understand. And he explained that the officers of the Chicago Police Department have to buy their own bulletproof vests. And I'm like, well, that's a little backwards. It doesn't make any sense. The firefighters don't buy their own hoses to go to fight fires, or the boots, or their head gear, or their fire retardant jackets. Why do police officers have to buy vests? He's like, it's just the way it is. I'm like, well, let's do something about it. So every pancake breakfast, his staff would call me. I'd have him on the show. We'd give him 15 minutes to a half hour to promote it. He'd raise, I don't know, 5-10 grand during the show, where listeners would call in and buy vests and help them buy vests. And then the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation would be able to go out and buy replacement vests. And I'm like, we need to make this bigger. We need to, this is crazy. And most of the people that I speak with have no idea that the Chicago police officers have to buy vests, because the suburban officers get it for free every 5 years. A police vest, a bulletproof vest, is life expectancy is only 5 years due to the degradation of the material, and body changes over a 5-year period of time, the heat, the cold, and just wear and tear. So I said, we got to do a bigger. COVID hit, sidelined it. I said, we got to do a live remote the day before the pancake breakfast to bring awareness, raise some funds, and really turbocharge the pancake breakfast. And with the COVID restrictions, we couldn't do a live remote this year, so we're doing a vestathon in studio for 3 hours tomorrow on WGN from 10 until 1 o'clock to hopefully raise over $200,000 to buy over 400 vests.
This is on the show you have on AM 720 WGN in Chicago, and you're going to use that time to gather funds for those vests.
Yes, we're going to bring awareness and have officers. I'm looking at the schedule in front of me that we got set up. I have Officer Kurth, who was in the station. There was a call, a 10-1 call. Officers need assistance. Somehow there's a shootout in the station that he was at. He gets the call, doesn't think twice, starts running towards the gunshots, and 10 seconds after getting the call, he's got a bullet in his bulletproof vest and he's down on the ground. 10 seconds later, there's an officer, Hollis, who I was on WGN News with today, walked in a house, cleared a house. They thought the suspect was gone, came back, shot him right in the chest, knocked him over the couch. I said, what did you do? He's like, I got up and chased after him. I'm like, okay, I'd be on the ground looking for cover. He gets up, runs after the guy. And then there's a great story of horribly great story. It's a horrible story, but it's a great story. How a sergeant, Angela Salgado, is a sergeant in one of the districts, went on a call that one of her squads got about somebody in the park at 1 o'clock in the morning had slashed somebody in the arm, and she went to just check in to make sure her officers were safe. And next thing you know, she's on the ground. Somebody came out from behind a tree or bushes with a butcher knife, started stabbing her. A year and a half prior, she gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. So the bulletproof vest, which isn't rated to stop a knife attack, saved this officer's life. And she's here today because of the vest. And she's on the ground, and her team that she went to go lend support fired on the suspect, killing him. And she's like, I'm on the ground. This guy's on top of me with a knife trying to kill me. And my team, I could hear the bullets whiz through my ear, past my head to take out the guy that's trying to kill me. I mean, just numbing stories that will hopefully encourage our listeners to realize how dangerous it is in the streets of Chicago, and donate whatever they can, $5, $10, $15, whatever it is, $100, $500 to get a vest. I was just on WCPT at 3:30 to 4, and the owner was listening to the segment Matt was on with me. Matt and I were on WCPT with Joan Esposito, and the owner of WCPT called in and said that she's going to donate $2,500. So it's been unbelievable, the outreach and the support. And like I said, our goal is to hit $200,000 to buy 400 vests.
Is this a unique situation for the city of Chicago where the police officers have to buy their own vests? Is this common amongst big city police departments around the country? Do you know?
Well, and that's one of the questions I'm going to ask. We have a sales rep from one of the, we have a sales rep calling in from Galls, which is the bulletproof vest manufacturer, who's going to call in and explain what's going on. He said most of the large city police departments provide police vests. He calls it ballistic vests, but bulletproof vests for their officers. The Chicago Police Department, the officers of the Chicago Police Department get a stipend of $1,800 a year to buy equipment. Okay. Now that $1,800 is taxed, so you're going to lose about a third of it in taxes. So that $1,800, let's do some math. You're going to lose $600 in taxes, and it's about $100 a month is what you're going to get. That $100 a month has to cover your trousers, has to cover your shoes. I talked to my buddy, Chief Cass Stevens at the Buffalo Grove Police Department. He's calling in tomorrow, and I talked to Chief Dunn, Jamie Dunn of the Wheeling Police Department, both friends of mine. They're both going to call at the same time and talk about what both of their suburbs do. Chief Cass Stevens says in weather like this crappy weather that we're having here, he has officers rotating 3 pairs of boots, right? And those boots are not cheap boots. Those boots are $200 to $250 a pair. They have to buy all their own winter gear. They have to buy all their dress blues. They have to maintain their shirts. They have to maintain their trousers. They have to maintain their belts. They have to maintain their hats. They have to maintain their jackets, their guns, and their ammunition. So when they go and practice shooting, they're using their own ammunition that they're paying for. So the equivalent to what the Chicago Police Department gets after tax is the same exact thing as what the officers in Wheeling and the officers in Buffalo Grove, which is located 25 to 30 miles outside the city of Chicago, just as dangerous. But each of those municipalities and suburbs provides a police vest, a bulletproof vest every 5 years for their officers. So it doesn't make any sense to me. And I wanted to do something to make a difference, and I'm doing it. And it's taken off. It's unbelievable, the outreach and the support just across the entire Chicagoland area. I'm getting text messages from all the zip codes thanking me for doing this and bringing awareness to this, and it's great. Great.
I know over the last couple of years, you've heard this drumbeat about defunding the police. And as it turns out, when you dig deep into what people really want, that isn't the majority of the people out there. They don't want any police to go away for the most part. Maybe there should be, yes, some rearrangement of how some situations are handled, of course. But overall, and they claim that people in the neighborhoods that have the highest crime would be the ones that don't want to have the police in their neighborhoods as much. And that's not true. 80% of them said do not defund the police. If you look at all the statistics that have been taken and the surveys, that's not true.
And I'm not getting, from being on the radio, you were the classic stay away from the third rail guy, right? And you played it down the center because you didn't want to upset anybody. This show, we're not touching defunding police. We're not touching that. We're talking about funding police officers' vests, because what a lot of our listeners don't realize is that there's 11,800 men and women of the Chicago Police Department. In 2015, and I'm looking at numbers here that we're going to talk about tomorrow. In 2015, there were 12 instances of when police officers were shot at. In 2016, that number almost tripled. It shot up to 29 in 2016. In 2017, 18, and 19, respectfully, it was 20, 20, and 22. In 2020, there were 80 reported incidents of when people were that officers were shot at, and last year 76 times police officers were shot at. So something's happening. I'm not going to get into it on a political basis because I don't want to offend anybody, and I'm not a poli-sci major here, right? I'm just talking about, we have a situation where the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, which is set up to help out officers and the families of officers who were injured in the line of duty, or the families of the officers that made the ultimate sacrifice, died in the line of duty. They've got an unbelievable budget there, and they set it aside and made it their mission because of the increase in the number of incidents that police are being shot, that they're tired of seeing deaths and they want to protect their officers. So they have in their budget, which should be going towards sending these children of severely injured police officers or officers that passed away to school, to take care of them at holiday time, to take care of whatever they need if they need to make a mortgage payment. There are 28 kids that the Chicago Memorial Police Foundation sent to college from kindergarten up to postgraduate last year at a cost, at an investment of $280,000. So I would much rather raise $200,000 plus for the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, so they could take that budget, right, that line item out of their budget that they have for vests, and dedicate it to the families of the injured or lost Chicago police officers that died in the line of duty. I mean, that's what it's all about, and to bring awareness to this. You know, every time I tell somebody that, or somebody's like, I didn't know that. I'm like, well, either did I till I started digging into it. They're like, well, that's not right. I'm like, I know it's not right. That's why we're doing something about it. So that's what it's all about, Gary. You know, I don't want to get into, you know, defunding police or Kim Fox or Mayor Lightfoot or, you know, the chief out of Dallas. All of that is just static, right? I just want to focus on the men and women that I see in the middle of the pandemic and after the George Floyd incident up in Minnesota. The streets were empty in downtown Chicago. It's like a ghost town. And I would come down to do the show at GN, and I'd come down Michigan Avenue. I'd go to Illinois Street and park in front of NBC Tower. And there would be police. It was eerie. There would be police squad cars on in the median with their lights on. Sirens off, but their lights on, just to show force, right? And you could see it all the way down north to Water Tower Place. And then you turned around, and it was all the way down south over the river. And they were on the horseback mounted just to show force, right? And these men and women, they don't ask if you know, when a call comes over the radio, they just go. And not to respect that and to help them be as safe as humanly possible. Listen, I'm standing at my desk, right? What's the worst thing that could happen to me, right? I burn my hand on the coffee that I made prior to calling into you know, your show. I might get a paper cut, you know, and my battery on my phone might run out before the end of this call, right? So in the grand scheme of things, we all got a good shot at getting shot in this, as screwed up as it is, but the odds of the members of the Chicago Police Department, the men and women, and the dangerous situations that they're in, even more so than ever before, the numbers support it. 2017, 18, 19, 20, 22, reported shots at cops, 2020, 80 reported shots at cops, and in 21, 76. So we're just trying to keep these men and women safe and take that money off of the doles so the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation could put it to better use.
All right. As I said, you have been helping members of your community since I've known you, and that's not just police. It's when the pandemic was really squeezing the life out of restaurants, you helped your local restaurants, and that's what you do. And you've helped me where I didn't ask. You just said, let me help you do some stuff for the show. And that has been something that I will never forget. And thank you, David. If you want, we can talk about what's going on with the mortgage business, or do you want me to do that separately? Or tell us about the rates. What are the rates right now? I know things are starting to get real crazy out there, huh?
Yeah, well, they're already crazy. So it's been a jailbreak on the rates, like we've been predicting for the past year. So I'll just give you some perspective. Sorry, in August of 2020, the mortgage rates followed the 10-year bond. The 10-year bond in August of 2020 was at its lowest levels, like 0.5 something. And the 30-year fixed in August of 2020 was trading for around 2.5 to 2.625, record lows. I've been doing this 21 years and never seen it that low. A year and a half later, 5 months later, in January of 2021. So August was the rock bottom. It was at 0.5. In January of 2021, it increased to 1.1. Still record lows. interest rates went from 2.5 up to like 3 and an eighth, 3 and a quarter, just baseline. This past January, we saw, I've never seen anything like it. It was the quickest increase in rates that I've ever seen. We went from 3.25 in January of 2021 to up to 3.875 in 30 days in January of 2022. And when the 10-year bond was trading at 1.7 to 1.8. Now it's over 2. It was at 2.09 today, and the rates were solidly in the 4s. And then all of the news that Russia is going to roll over the border came out. So at the end of the day, the 10-year I think closed at 1.9. It doesn't matter. It's up almost a point and a half from what it was at its lowest levels, and interest rates are up in the 4s, and it's costing listeners and that have mortgages or looking for mortgages, you're going to have to face reality that you're not going to get anything in the 2s today. You got to be careful.
Okay. When you saw those record low rates that you were talking about, you told people, listen, if you're at the point where you can buy and do this, do it now.
Don't wait.
Because when it's this low, it's not going to stay that way. And now we're at this point. I saw an economist talking about this today, and he said that he thinks by spring, early summer, things are going to start to settle down because everything is way out of whack price-wise. Is that what you're seeing?
It's so crazy right now. I have no idea. I work out with a guy that is a big wig at a company that does household goods. All right, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to say the name. And it's a name brand that everybody has in their house. And I'm like, hey, Nick, is it getting any better? He's like, they're predicting he was in New York yesterday, and he said that the Goldman Sachs, those guys are pretty sharp. Those guys and gals at Goldman Sachs know what they're doing. Predicted a recession in January, first or second quarter of next year. Okay, and the probability is high. So what's happening is that if you're looking to sell a home and you're waiting until the summer, I don't know what you're smoking, what you're drinking, or what you're shooting in your veins. You're out of your mind, because there is record low inventory. There's less inventory today than there was at the end of last year, which is at record lows. I was at an event with Amy Kite, good friend of mine who sells a lot of real estate here, and she's like, I've never seen it like this. And we were joking about it. What's going to happen is the rates are going to shoot up, and you get a better shot of them hitting 5 than you do them hitting 3 is the trajectory that we're at. And when they hit 5, a lot of the buyers are going to fall out because it's going to eliminate a lot of buyers financially from being able to afford a home. It's just what it is. Mm-hmm. And as interest rates go up, the only good thing is that if you need a mortgage, you got to take the prevailing rate. And then when things do calm down, if we do go into recession, they'll have to cut rates. Again, I've been doing this 21 years. I've been on the elevator ride up and down. I've seen the yo-yo game happen, many times. If you got to go into a higher rate, you go into a higher rate, and then when the rates drop, we just refinance you. You can't fight this market. And my only recommendation, like I made a recommendation like past 6 months to a year, don't wait, refinance. My recommendation now is don't sit around and call 4 people and shop it, because I'll give you an example. We had a young man bought a home last Thursday. He's like, I want to lock in a rate. I'm like, it's a bit, I don't lock in a rate until after the home inspection, because if you want to guarantee that you're going to find something wrong with the home inspection, lock in the rate before the home inspection. He forced me to lock in the rate because he was going to go with another lender. Fine. Home inspection happened Saturday, water in the basement, calls off the contract. That transaction's dead. Finds another home on Sunday. Great. Send us the contract, did the inspector on Sunday. Inspector just did him a favor, went out Sunday. The place is great. Go to lock the rate Monday. Rate's up 1/4 point from when we locked it Thursday to Monday. Okay, so just in those 3 business days, Thursday, Friday, Monday, 5 calendar days, the interest rates were up 1/4 point. It moves that fast. So you don't, again, if you want to use us, great, we'll take care of you. If you want to go someplace else, whatever you want to do, don't be screwing around trying to time this thing, because you're in the wrong direction of interest rates. The upward trajectory of this thing in the past 45 days has been unbelievably scary. And I've been doing this for 21 years. I've never seen as violent of a move up or down as I've witnessed in the past 41 days, since the beginning of the year.
And
so
on that
that's
note,
my recommendation.
Cheers. Jesus. I love hearing that we're going to follow a pandemic with a recession. That's the 1-2 punch I'm really excited to hear about.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what else he told me, something interesting. He's like, all these companies are reporting record profits. And he's like, all those record profits are bullshit, because what they're doing is look at the units that they're selling. He's like, they're not selling the same amount of units. They're selling less units at a higher cost basis to generate higher revenue, right? So it's already slowing down. The consumer, the consumption of consumer goods that you're not hearing on the mainstream media is slowing down. Okay, he's like, I see it every day. And he's got a houseware product that is in everybody's house. Okay, and he's been spot on since day one. When we started talking about this with the supply chain issues, he called it 6 months before. He's like, we're gonna have a shipping problem, and it's gonna be worldwide. It's gonna be horrible. I'm like, why? He's like, there's not enough docks to unload this stuff. It's going to be a mess, and there's not enough workers. So brace for impact. And everything he's told me is spot on. So we're going to go into some pretty gnarly shit, and that's the official term, later on in this year, and just brace for impact, right? Everything's more expensive. And I use this analogy, Gary. When I was living with my in-laws waiting for my home to be done in Long Grove, there was a gas station at, I think, 60 and Milwaukee, a BP station there before I turned west to go to past Stevenson High School to get to my in-laws' house off 83. Gas was $1.87. Okay, last December, January. Today, that gas station is selling that same gallon of gas for like $1.58. Okay, so just in the past year, the gallon of gas is up over $1.50. So are you going to get
it didn't go down to $1.58.
No. It was, I bought it for $1.80 something, right? $1.87 in December of last year. Okay, not this past December, but the previous December. And now it's like $3.50.
Things to talk about that the computer said, I can't take it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just brace
David,
for
you're
impact.
locking up there.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud. Better?
Alan, what should we do?
He's coming through smooth on my end.
Yeah, it's on your side,
Alan?
Gary.
Gary.
All right, you locked up there. Just how much did you pay for gas?
Yeah, I paid $1.87 for gas. Not this past December, the prior December, and now we're at that same gas station is selling gas for $3.50 to $3.60. So
yeah,
are you going to go in and be mad at the person behind the bulletproof vest taking your credit card to buy gas? No, you're going to pump in
the bulletproof window, not the vest. The vests are for tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's tomorrow. The bulletproof glass, or are you gonna suck it up and pay another $40 to fill up your tank? I mean, it's the same thing with mortgage rates. It is what it is.
Thank you. Okay, I'm glad that I started hoarding gasoline. I got about 25 5-gallon cans wrapped in tinfoil in my closet. Is that okay? Is that going to be
problem.
Good?
Yeah. With the wick out of it. Yeah.
I know.
Next to the heater. Yeah. Next to the space heater.
Right.
Perfect.
Right by the fireplace. Thank you, David. And after you leave, we're going to try to guess which home product that your friend has. Vacuum cleaner, refrigerator. All right. David, thank you. Good luck tomorrow. Those are the numbers for Team Hochberg on the screen. 855-56-DAVID. And call for the free consultation.
Real quick, if your listeners want to donate 5, 10, 15, 100,000, whatever, just go to CPD Vest, C Chicago, P Police, D Department, CPDVestSingular.com if they want to help us out, reach our goal of $200,000.
All right. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you, David.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the opportunity. Have a good weekend.
My pleasure. Wow. Okay. I still don't understand, Leslie, why Ukraine has anything to do with us. Oops,
Sorry.
What? I don't know what the hell I don't care. Wow. When you're going right to the bottle. I know, really.
Okay. He's talking about the Chicago stats and the police shot at.
Yeah.
He needs to add one more because there was a SWAT team in East Garfield Park all day because somebody was shooting at a squad car there at around 9:45 this morning. So just the tote board just keeps rising.
All right, anybody got some good news? My God, this happened a couple years ago when I had Terry Savage on, the financial reporter, and it was right at the start of the pandemic, and she rolled out some stuff because she's always positive for the most part, and she rolled out what her outlook was, and she was right. And I swear to God, I was on the rock in the backyard after the show with my shoes off for about 4 hours crying. It
and
just
if
blew
you
me
know
away.
Terry, she inevitably tries to find the silver lining. I mean, she's walks into the room of poop and goes, there's a pony in here.
There's a pony there, yes.
These are wackadoo days, but you know what? I think we've become more resilient. How about that? Let's
that's
use
right.
that as a takeaway. We've learned how to pivot and adjust, and we'll come through this okay.
Now, listener David says in the comments, days are getting longer and it's getting warmer. So let's look at that stuff. That's right, David. We're going to pull out the positives. Yeah,
Garry, why don't we give away the magnet that we
there we
put
go.
in the
There's
opening?
Good.
Okay, so for folks who are paying attention, I gave the prompt in the opening. Here's the magnet, and I'll put it on the screen, and we'll do the drawing now. So let's go for that, and you can do the usual sound effects, Garry.
I will do the usual sound.
Here we
effects.
go. So let's see who gets GarrForce VD the magnet. Congratulations, Gregory.
There you
go. Gregory
go.
needs to either email, text, or contact Garry on Facebook. Text is 773-888-2157. Contact Garry that way, and I will send you out the magnet when we get your personal information.
There you
Thanks
go.
very much.
Sounds
And clear this deck out. Let me get myself off the screen. Where the heck is that button? There we go.
And with that, that's not the only giveaway that we have going
on.
No,
That's
just the first giveaway.
That's the first one. We have another one, and we should get people to queue up now because that'll be at the end of the show. What have we? Oh, is it going to be? Oh, we haven't put what we're going to ask you to put on the screen.
Nope.
Okay, let's show what we're giving away first.
It's Hooter Heaters.
Yes.
We are re-gifting here on the GarrForce because we're running out of David Hochberg scarves. So we had to go into the prize closet, and this is what we came up with. And we talked to Tracy in Wisconsin, and she said, yeah, let's make it the gift that keeps on giving. So Hooter Heater and, of course, a GarrForce wine condom.
Now that's a nice combo platter there. And what should we put out there to win? What's the phrase?
It's up to Alan's doing the typing, but you want to do hashtag Hooters or something?
I don't know. You really want to advertise the Hooters, folks? I don't think we need to do that.
They're not.
Okay, we'll do Hooter Heaters. Let's do that. Let me create a banner for you.
Hashtag Hooter Heaters. All one word. And
all right, I got a banner. Here we go.
There it is. Yeah, type that in, and then at the end of the show, somebody will take home the condom and the heaters, because sometimes the high beams are up and you don't want them to be. This is a good thing to help.
We do this in honor of that poor woman who says that her booster shot gave her permanent high beams, and we need to get her on the line and do a follow-up. But so far, we haven't.
No.
We're not great on the follow-up.
No, we're not. But that's the way it goes. It's the same thing as these local news people. They do a story, they come back.
We'll
keep you posted on that. We'll follow up. No, you're not.
No, we won't.
That's all bullshit. Why do you even say that? Or that other one they do where they come back from a tragic story. Our prayers and thoughts are with the family. No, they're not. You don't even remember what you just said. No, you're not.
You know, I want to see more crying.
Yeah,
because I have done that. I mean, like where you're hearing the story about some horrible thing that has happened to a baby, and they come back and they're very stoic. It's like, nah, blubber like the rest of us. Come on,
weep.
Be real.
Come on. Yeah, Goofy, weep. Hey, I think this would be a good spot to put the Jenna drink for Valentine's Day in if you're ready to.
Oh, good idea.
Hit that button. Yeah, we need some cleansing here.
That one up. All right, here's Jenna's piece.
All
It's a
right.
fun one, everybody. Get ready to drink some more.
Yeah.
GarrForce, hello! In honor of Valentine's Day for you and your special little someone, or if you want to drink it by yourself, I got no problem with that. You can pour two and drink them both up for you, and you can be your own Valentine, all right? I'm teaching you how to make a chocolate strawberry martini. We have a few ingredients that we're gonna need, so listen on up. Godiva white chocolate liqueur, vodka, half and half chocolate syrup, and then some fresh strawberries as well. Okay, let's get going. Take one big strawberry, drop it on in, and then you're going to muddle it, okay? Next, you're gonna do half an ounce of chocolate syrup. Next, 1 ounce of half and half. 1 ounce of vodka. Ounce and a half of Godiva white chocolate liqueur, okay? Add some ice. So you're gonna shake this nice and hard for 30 seconds. You do this because when you shake it hard, it becomes frothy. And guys, this is going to taste just like a chocolate strawberry milkshake. All right, so shake it hard. Drizzle a little bit of chocolate on the inside. Pour on in. Add a strawberry for decor, okay? And that's it, guys, all right? Enjoy, GarrForce, a little chocolate strawberry martini for your Valentine's Day. Cheers.
Shake it hard and get it frothy, and then drizzle for you and you and you. Yes. Wow, that does look good.
That's
got a lot of good stuff.
I'm rolling the scroll down there because Gary had asked, Greg had asked for your text number, and I gave it to him in the comments, and I'll put it here on the screen for a few moments. Our winner.
I heard every third word there. Am I the only one?
Oh, Gary's having a bad connection day. Yes, this is for our winner and our winner only. Let's all be honest, because there is another giveaway coming up very soon. And so everybody gets to play.
Hey, Gary, maybe we should have Gary drop out and come back because he's broken up a number of times. Gary, the rest of us are having smooth sailing.
So
now it could be the Manhattan talking.
The normal approach to tech is to turn it off and turn it on, and if drinking is what's turning you off and then turning you back on, I suppose that's the same thing, right?
Well,
okay. I think I was so shaken by what David said. I'm still rattled by all that. Wow.
Absolutely. Okay. Does Ryan have a pre-recorded piece today?
Yeah, we've got him live and a pre-recorded piece.
Yeah, let's bring Ryan in.
So maybe Gary can do that while.
Okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Let me do the Bettenhausen shout out. Let's do that, and then I'll talk to Ryan. And when his is playing, I'll check out and then check back in.
Well, if you can check out and check in now. I was going to say the Bettenhausen spot's about 30 seconds today. So you got 30 seconds to check out and check in then.
No?
No. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
It sounds okay now. I'm okay now.
All right. Here's the Bettenhausen piece.
Bettenhausen.
Hey, Bettenhausen. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Bettenhausen. 159th Street. Bettenhausen.
Yeah, in the southwestern suburbs of Chicago. If you don't live in the Chicago area, call them if you're looking for a new car because they have this deal where they could ship it to you or fly you in and you drive it home. How about that? That's a good deal.
I was checking out their website just yesterday, and they've got some great deals and some beautiful cars. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a family member was looking for this particular car that only Bettenhausen could find and got them a great deal, and they're so happy. So that's the kind of thing that they do over and over again over 60 years in business. And you've got to be doing something right to be in business that long. Okay, Ryan, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
I think we need to have Jenna explore some of those Luxardo products. They do a little more than cherries. I was checking the site out. They got all kinds of products.
Yeah, Luxardo cherries, great, incredible. And then somebody said, and Ryan, you're reinforcing that, they have liqueur and other things you can drink.
Yeah, I saw a sour cherry gin and a cherry liqueur. I mean, and that was just a subset of what they have. So it looks all beautiful. So
wait, aren't sour cherries the cure to everything? Like, it's the answer to Alzheimer's and old age and hair loss and everything. So there you go. It's medicinal.
Yes. And speaking of medicinal from our childhood here, I don't know if you could see, I had a friend go over to Egypt and got me some mercurochrome. If you remember that from a long time ago, you can't usually get it in the United States anymore because it has mercury in it. So we'll be playing with that this weekend.
Ryan said he has a friend and he had him go over to Egypt to get it. Now, that wasn't a special, you got to go to Egypt and get me this. This guy has family there and asked you if you needed anything from Egypt, which I don't know where I would start if somebody asked me that. But for some reason, you knew they had mercurochrome. If you're of a certain age, when you got a cut or anything, that would be what they put on it. And if I remember correctly, the dropper had a glass stem and you dip it and then rub it all over the wound, and it was orangish.
Yep.
It looked bad, but I think it worked, right?
Yeah, there was that and methylate. That was the one, as Leslie said, it burned a little bit, but
it made
like
it feel
anything
like
else.
It was working.
It's nostalgic
cool.
Back to your childhood, and I'm not that old, but I remember it. So one day, I don't know, I looked on the internet and you can't get it. So when he said, "What should I get from Egypt?" I said, "How about some mercurochrome?" So
next time, see if you can get some. What was it? Paregoric, I think was the stomach medicine, but it would separate, and junkies could like just peel off the top part because it was straight opium. So there's a blowback to your childhood.
There you go.
Dan just checked in and said he'll take the King Tut gold mask if your friend is going back.
Great. Well, he'll be back a few months, so I'll add that to the list. So
all right.
Camel milk.
And the beauty of mercurochrome and all those other things you mentioned back then, we didn't have talk show hosts saying, do this, do that. We just did it. That was the beauty of it. We didn't question. We just did it.
Yes.
And here we are. We're still here.
Yes. So
all right.
I have a report with some Aaron Rodgers updates. So
all right. And is it all good news? Because Donna, I believe, said, I hope the Wisconsin report is all good news after the...
Well, it depends on what you think of the Packers. I mean, and then I have a kind of a, not good news, but it's a interesting story.
Okay, here we go with the Wisconsin report for this week.
It's Wisconsin, yeah, hey.
Love is in the air as we near Valentine's Day. We're also coming to the realization here in Wisconsin and around the Packer Nation, what is next for Aaron Rodgers? Will he stay with the Packers, or will he go to the Titans, the Denver Broncos? Well, there's a lot of speculation because recently he bought some land in Franklin, Tennessee. So we thought maybe he's going to the Titans, but then there's some rumors about the Denver Broncos. Maybe he'll give up football and just do Jeopardy, Family Feud, or some other kind of game show. What happens when your snowblower gets stolen out of your family's garage? Then you spend all kinds of time looking online on the for sale sites. You don't see it, but you're driving down the road and you see it in the back of the car going by you. Well, you take your car and T-bone that car to get your snowblower back. Well, this happened in Madison, Wisconsin. There was a 29-year-old man who saw that snowblower, and then he thought he was going to get it back, so he rammed his car into the people that were driving down the road with the snowblower in the back. Well, needless to say, he's in jail, and there's an investigation going on around the snowblower and what's all going on with that. I hope for Valentine's Day you enjoy some chocolate, but you also indulge in some Luxardo cherries or many of the other products that Luxardo sells. Have a good weekend. Make sure you have a good Valentine's Day with your sweetheart, and I'll talk to you next week.
Was that in fact the stolen snowmobile or
snowblower? It was.
Snowblower. It was his. Okay. Because that would be bad if he T-bones the car and it's not his.
Yes.
Yeah.
So kind of a crazy little story. And yeah, we don't know where Aaron Rodgers is going to land, but
Yeah, and I know Leslie's on the edge of her seat because they're dating.
Tennessee,
she might have to relocate.
It's a hot property these days, and
yeah, that's one of those states.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
where people are migrating to because there's no state income tax, I believe, in Tennessee, and people like that. They like saving
they
money.
also don't get waist deep in snow at any point in the year. Maybe an ice storm here and there. But
but not like they get up north. And speaking of snow, you see Dieter Sturm has checked in. He is the snowmaker for Hollywood, and he lives in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
And I've seen him on Facebook. He's promoting some new advertisement for his company. So he's been doing some new edits and some graphics. So he's
okay. Yeah, it's Dieter Sturm. He's an Academy Award winner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My brother Tim checking
speaking
in,
of the
and
Academy.
California apparently is having a heat wave. It's in the 80s and 90s around California. It's almost going to be 90 for the Super Bowl on Sunday. That's indoors and everything, but still, it's February. This can't be good. And they haven't had rain for many weeks. It's one of those things where it's a tinderbox, that kind of thing.
Well, the Webb telescope will tell us what's going on. That's
no, I thought I was opposed to it, and now when I hear David Hochberg and all this other stuff, bring it. Whatever's out there, and if it's hostile, bring it. I don't care anymore.
Absolutely.
My God. All right. Thank you, Ryan. Have a good week.
Have a good weekend.
All right, Leslie, what do you have?
I got a couple of stories for us. One that I think we teased this morning. A man in New Mexico is under arrest after breaking into a stranger's home where he ate shrimp, had a beer, and took a bath. The fact that he apologized and left $200 to cover damages was not enough to sway the homeowner or the police. What also didn't work in his favor was the attempt to carjack a woman in a church's chicken parking lot the following day. The man, identified as 34-year-old Terrell Christensen, is now facing multiple charges, including burglary, larceny, and criminal damage to property.
I hope so. The guy, the homeowner, was there when he was frying up the shrimp and taking the bath. How do you not get in front of that earlier? I mean, you get the shrimp done, you're taking a bath. When do you call the police?
I mean, has anyone ever made shrimp in your house and it went unnoticed? Come on.
No. I always
Even
know.
the freshest.
Right, exactly. If it's shrimp or bacon, I know what's going on.
Even the coffee, for God's sake.
Yes.
Speaking of things that smell, the Idaho Potato Commission is celebrating Valentine's Day with a limited edition potato perfume. Frites by Idaho was created from distilled Idaho potatoes infused with essential oils designed to smell like a fresh plate of French fries. Commission President Jamie, Higham, points out, quote, "Whether you're at a drive-through restaurant or dining in, it's near impossible to not grab a fry and take a bite before you dive into your meal. That may be so, but do you really want to go around smelling like a plate of French fries?"
That's a good smell, though, isn't it, overall?
In the one you
better,
love?
It's better than shrimp.
There is that.
Or throw another KFC fire log on.
And that's true. We didn't hear too much about the KFC fire logs this year. But, chicken and fries.
Oh, Papa.
And speaking of food, then, you can expect to pay more for your Super Bowl snacks this year if you can get them. We're apparently in the middle of a nationwide chicken wing shortage. Seeing the writing on the wall, some of the big chains have already snapped up a large portion of the available stocks, leaving smaller restaurants and individual shoppers scrambling over what remains. And thanks to the law of supply and demand, what remains is going to cost you more.
I'm not a big chicken wings fan. It's a lot of work for little reward.
Are you
on this thing?
Are you into the flats or the nuggetier kind? Flats are the 2 bone. Flats are the 2 bones, and then the other one is just the single bone.
I don't. The whole wing thing. There's not enough meat on it. Give me a breast.
Not to mention it gets all over your hands.
I know. It's a lot of mess for a little reward.
Okay, and I have to share this one with you. A faith healer in Pakistan is under investigation after one of his clients showed up at a hospital with a nail embedded in her skull. The pregnant victim sought out the healer, saying she was desperate not to give birth to a fourth daughter. So the healer said, "I know just what it takes to ensure a baby boy. All it would take," he said, "was some chanting and hammering a 2-inch nail into her head." She apparently obliged, but when the bleeding from the head wound wouldn't stop, she figured maybe some real medical help was in order. Police are now investigating. The gender of the unborn child has not been disclosed.
A toast to living in the United States.
Wouldn't it be sucky, though, if it was a boy and now everybody wants to have nails hammered in their heads?
Yeah,
Come on.
great. All right. Well, that's it. It is time to take that cannoli.
Wait, no, we got to
Oh, no. What am I doing? I put the cannoli. What am I thinking? Yes, we got to give away the condom and the Hooter heaters. And we're ready to fire that computer up, right, Alan? All right. Hit it when you want.
Sorry, I was on mute. Here we go.
Deborah.
Same thing, Deborah. Go ahead and either email or text Garry at 773-888-2157 or contact him on Facebook Messenger, and we'll get the fun stuff out.
No worry about high beams for a while when you get those. All right. Are we ready now to take the complimentary cannoli coming down the aisle? I think we are. It is beautiful.
I believe we are.
That's like the punchki. When you see it, you want to just, look at that. Papa. And what about the schnauzer this weekend? Super Bowl weekend. What should we do with it?
Well, like that woman in Pakistan, nail it, but
Yeah, nail it. Yeah, nail it. All right. Yeah, nailed it. All right, great. Hey, thanks for listening, watching. We're back on Monday.
Is there something about a T-shirt from Matt this week that we've missed talking about too?
Thank you. Yes.
All right.
Matt, listener Matt.
Hang on, let me take the schnauzer off the screen here.
That's what she said.
Yeah, indeed. Except I got to get to that.
That let me know when I can go full screen. I want to show what Matt sent me.
And Matt's undergoing some medical procedures.
There we go.
He's in the midst of one. And
there we go.
No, he had it done, and I guess everything went well, and he's feeling good. So that's good. Can you see what that says?
It's our friend Harambe, born May 27th, 1999, murdered 2016. We'll never forget.
Yeah. He was murdered. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals are in the Super Bowl, so there's some. I hope they're playing for Harambe on Sunday. I hope they have a big announcement on Sunday that they're playing.
Well, they have
for
something
Harambe.
like on the back of their helmets. For
Yeah,
Harambe
exactly. Harambe. R.I.P. or whatever. Thank you, Matt. That was very nice of you. Now I have something to wear to bed. So if there's a fire, I don't run out completely naked. That's
and underpants? Just a pair of pull-ups.
Oh God, help me. What a show. That got bumpy there, I have to say. I didn't expect
scary.
all that. That's it.
Here's a moment to zen.
The screen door. That's it. Thank you. All right. 3 in the green. Gear is down. Flaps are down. The voice of the globe, the GarrForce, has landed. Good night.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce